Are you climbing your family tree, trying to find out if you have a patriot from the Revolutionary War as one of your ancestors? Or maybe you're looking for a Civil War ancestor, or even someone who came over from the Mayflower. Well, let's take a few minutes today to check out a way to find out if we have a patriot ancestor who served in the Revolutionary War. Hi there, my name's Jelaine Crabtree, and I'm a volunteer genealogist for the NSDAR. I'd like to welcome you to a Supplemental Minute. These are short videos to help you get started with a supplemental application, a regular application for the DAR, or if you are just interested in finding some tips for working on lineage in general and finding genealogy documents. Today, we're going to try to answer the question that I get asked the most often, and that is, do I have a patriot ancestor, and how do I find him? So we're going to see some different ways that you can find your patriot ancestor. One of the first things I have my people do is to get a 5 generation ancestor chart. This will allow them to start tracing your family. Many of you have seen a chart similar to this. They're very easy to find. You can just go Google them and you will find many different choices and many different styles. This will trace, however, all the generations of all your lines. And when we're looking at DAR, we're trying to find one line of lineage that will give us a line to a patriot. So a different form that we can use is this form, and this form is very similar to the DAR application. So if you would like a copy, you can go to dar.org and go to application, just search application, and you can download an application for practice. This is the page 2, and you will see that it lists your full name, and this is the name that appears on your birth certificate. And then you just go through one line. So the next line will be, the first line will be your generation, which is generation 1. And then the second generation is your parents and your grandparents and so on. But our goal here is to see if we have a patriot. Now, if you are looking for patriots, you are looking for someone who was born between 1726 and 1767. For the most part. Now, some people may have been born earlier than that, but they may have lived a long time. You know, if you have an ancestor who lived to be 100, I have one who lived to be 100. He was born during the Revolutionary War and lived past the Civil War. So you might see that you have a little variation in that date, but the best dates to look at are from 1726 to 1767. So as you fill out your generational list with your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-grandparents, you might not be able to put all this information in here, but you will be able to say, okay, where do I go next? Now, what you can then do is find that patriot. The first thing I want to show you is a way that I've been doing this, and that is with Ancestry. So if you have Ancestry, you can work a tree there. Or you can go have a free ancestry and start a tree. So this is a tree for one of my prospective members, and she was working to find any patriot, and you can see that we tried a lot of patriots. We finally came to this Harding line, which was very interesting, and we see there's a Benjamin Harding who was born in the right span of time, and there is his father, John Harding, who was born earlier than 1705. But it's possible that he's a patriot. Now, if I look at my family tree, I have a lot of lines worked out because I've been doing this for a long time. And you can see by the arrows, if you're familiar with Ancestry, that I have farther generations all the way back here. The patriot I joined on was Dr. Robert Curry. And Dr. Robert Curry is back here in this generation. See what his birth dates are, 1760. So he falls in our range. I have another patriot on my Brooks father's line, who was William Brooks. He's born 1753. Okay, again, or 1752 rather, again, in that area. So we were if we're using the Gardner tree as an example, we're going to say, Benjamin Hardin, he falls in that area. Maybe he was a patriot, or maybe his father was a patriot. So what's my next step? So the next step is to go to dar.org, and anybody can go to dar.org. You do not have to be a member. You do not have to have any login credentials or anything. You can just go to dar.org, and you're going to click on this green button called the GRS, and then we're going to search for Ancestor. So in this case, we're going to search for Benjamin Hardin, and if we had any more information about him, which, if you recall, we did have a little more information. We know that he was born in 1739 and that he was born in Virginia and that he died in Kentucky. So I'm just going to put that he died in Kentucky, and then I'm going to search for him. And what I have is somebody who might possibly be him, 1739 to 1820. Don't know. He was born in Virginia and died in Kentucky. But if we recall, this Benjamin was born in 1739. Well, that could be him, but applicants must prove correct service, and that can be a problem. So we're going to skip him for right now. We're going to say, is there anybody else? No, there's not. So now let's go back and let's look at his father, John. John was born in 1705 in Virginia and died also in Kentucky. So now I'm going to go back. So this time we're going to search for John. And because John Harding is a pretty common name, what I'm going to do is just let it go John Harding and see what I find. Do I find a John Harding with the right dates and death times? You can see there's an awful lot of John Hardings. So what else do I know? Well, I happen to know that John's wife's name was Catherine. So I'm going to put her name in there and see if that helps me. Aha, here I have John Harding Sr. Now he looks promising. Born in Virginia, he died in Kentucky. Notice District Virginia, because Kentucky wasn't a state in 1789. He died in 1789, which means, the war was over in 1783, so he could have had some service. And as we come down through here, we'll see here's a Benjamin, not very good support. Let's go down here and see if we have a newer Benjamin. The bigger the number, the better. So let's come down all the way to the bottom. Here's a long list. And here's a Benjamin. Number 900,000, that's a member number. So that's a good member number. If we check this list, we see that Benjamin was married to Sarah. His dates match our dates. So we can now connect to this patriot. And we know that that patriot is already in the DAR database. So we can use him easily, or more easily than if we had to prove our own service. So this way we know that we have Benjamin Harding. He's a child of John Harding. John Harding is a patriot. It's possible that that other Benjamin Harding was also this same Benjamin, that his service needs proven. And if that's true, we could go through and say, okay, we'll do him later in a supplement, but not as an application. Or maybe not for this supplement, get this line proven, and then we should be able to take time to prove Benjamin as well. So I hope you liked my video today. And if you did, please take a moment to comment on it. And also, if you have something else you would like me to cover, please place that in the comments as well. Like my video and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you'll know when I upload something into the past lane. See you soon.